folks, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a short video on my purple Focus RS, which everybody knows as Blaze. As you can see, 1010 brake horsepower, that's at the flywheel. It's 918 horsepower at the hubs. Now that's a 10% across the board, not the 15 that you usually use, just to make sure this car is a genuine 1000 brake over, just stop all the haters hitting it, but I still get them. So long story short of it, I've taken it out a run. It's been in storage since July and I'm having some issues. It just felt like it was misfiring when I brought it back in after like a 20-minute run. So I've had a couple of checks. I've checked it yesterday and cylinder 4 is showing that it's not firing. Now I've checked my coils, I've checked my spark plugs and they're totally fine. There's no issues with them at all. So I think we've got an underlying issue. Either I've lost pressure, I've lost a piston ring, or I'm hoping, this is the one we're hoping for, that I've just blew a hole in the head gasket. And it's a simple head gasket change that it needs rather than a full engine rebuild again. Knowing me, it will not be that. It will be full turn and stripped in again and go for it. So today's plan is take the rocker cover off, the plastic rocker cover, get the coil out, get the spark plug out, and I've got a camera, an inspection camera, that I'm going to get down in the bore and see if I can see anything untoward on the bore. Obviously I'll probably not be able to see if the gasket's away in it, but if I can see that the bore's okay and the piston seems to be fine, then I'm hoping it is just a head gasket problem. I'm going to do something silly just now. I'm going to put some steel seal in it just to see if that is the actual issue, because if it is the issue, then I know when we strip it down, clean it all out, that it's just a head gasket we need to change, and we don't need to take off sumps and pull off the pistons and the con rods and stuff like that and rebuild this again. So it's purely for that alone. It's not a permanent fix, certainly not in this car, but I want to take out, run it, make sure that the steel seal works. And if the steel seal works, then at least I know that when we change the head gasket, the car will run as it should. So let's get filming this and see just how bad it is in here. Before I do go, I do know that I will need to do some work into the turbo and this body here. The shroud here has actually fell off and something's gone in and hit the turbo. I've not got any other pinking issues on it, but what I have noticed is I've lost 3 parts of the impeller on the front of the turbo. So I'm going to have to definitely 100% have to rebuild the turbo. But shit happens, you just got to grin and bear it sometimes and just go on with it. Life's not always plain sailing. Well, certainly not for me, that's for sure. So, excuse the mess, mate. I am dressed like a riot just to get stuck into this car. But yeah, let's get some film and see how bad this really is. So, I've done my checks and I'm lucky. It's definitely the head gasket. There's no scrapes in the bores, there's no untowardness on the piston face at all. The only thing I've got is water. There's nothing other than the usual, obviously, the marks on the pistons from the spark plugs and the detonation. We've got no severe detonation in there, so everything seems to be okay. So I'm going to fling some steel seal in it, run it for a couple of days just to tie everything over, and then get it booked into Andy to get the head gasket changed on it before it does any more damage. I think I've been lucky this time. I think it's been a multitude of sins. If you don't use the car, shit happens when you do. If it's sitting so long. So I think I really need to use this car a wee bit more and get things done. So yeah, I'll just try and switch this around a wee bit if I can. I know how to do it because obviously I'm not a technical head. So it's obviously deep in there is the problem. Right in this cylinder here. Now, the good news is obviously I don't have any issues with it starting, so I definitely think the only thing that's wrong with it is the head gasket. So I'm hoping that it's an easy fix. So I need to drain the coolant out of here, well, from obviously the radiator down below, because there's just too much in it to put the steel seal in it, and then put it in, just check it, hope everything's okay, and then we can then get it booked into Andy. It'll get booked into Andy anyway, but he's a busy guy, so I need to make sure that that's the problem, so I'm not wasting his time when I put the car in. So it's better to do the checks just now than anything else. So yeah, fuck you, Blaze. Always the same. So after me doing my checks and the steel seal inside it, which I know it's a temporary fix. It's literally not for something I'm going to drive this car every day. It appears that is definitely the head gasket that's away. I managed to get the scope down it once we put the steel seal in it, and you can actually see where the dribble has come down the chamber basically. So what I've done is I've cleaned the system out again, and then I put some more steel seal in it just to get it tied over, just to see exactly what we're doing. Hence the reason you probably see a change of clothes in this one, because I've done it over different days. But the second run of steel seal has worked. There's nothing shown in the blowers at all for the watermarks, and there's no water line on top of the pistons as well. I will put in the video of either that you've seen it already, if I've edited it in, of the water actually lying on top of the piston. So I've been kind of lucky. The only reason I'm putting a steel seal in it and just now is so that when I do move the car and I get into Andy's, I don't want anything untoward happening with this. This engine's just far too expensive to take any gambles with, whether or not it's just trundling down the road, the 5-minute drive or not. I want to make sure that this car's always looked after, which I do. So hopefully Andy can get me in fairly quickly. Well, because I know it's a pain in the arse, this job, because the biggest thing is here on the engine and with the turbo here, it's on a spider mount. But the biggest thing with this one is obviously I've got the exhaust manifold that runs across here. That's a sidewinder one, so obviously this is a lot more awkward of a job to shift about in there, simply because of this. So Andy's always pretty good at doing it. He knows this car inside and out, and he built the thing. So I don't think it's the best car to work on from. It's certainly not the quickest what he's used to. So we'll hopefully get it all stripped out and get actually checked over and change all the belts where we're at it, water pump, oil pump and stuff. Well, it's all out. I'm tempted to, if I'm honest, I'm actually tempted to take it completely off the road for a year or two, if I'm honest. Like anything else on these cars, the underside starts to need attention after a couple of years, and obviously Blaze isn't any different to that one. It's showing signs that we need to do an underside resto on it, so it's another project in the line. So I don't know where to run this for a wee while and have more fun at it, and then take it off the road, and then it'll become a complete trailer queen. It's one of these ones where I enjoy driving the car, that's the problem, but I don't want it to be known as a show pony. There's too many out there, that get trailered to the shows and you don't really enjoy them. And if you get hit by a bus, tomorrow, then what fun have you had out your car? Polishing them and cleaning them's all good and well, and having them modified, but I like to use them. So I'm really hoping that I get a finger at my nose and actually get this thing up and running and enjoy it, to be honest with you. But I've got other projects that take priority at the moment, because Blaze was the big project, and then it's been the Escort Cosworth, and now it's obviously with Shadow, and now we've on to Minty, which is the next one to get done in the Mark III Escort. So I don't want to do a full loop before I've done the other projects. So I'm kind of like, car guys, you'll know what it's like, especially when you've got these toys lying about as well. But it's one of these ones. I mean, this is my favourite car. This is the show car, this is the go car, but I don't know. You ever just sit about and you think, I just can't be arsed with it today. I really can't be bothered with it. I'm enjoying driving the likes of the Sierra Cosworth that sits there. I'm enjoying driving, getting out in the Escort Cosworth, so Blaze never really gives out that much anyway. I mean, she bloody well does. Something goes wrong, you're always finding some issue. It's one of these cars that, because it is a one of a kind, it's always needing different parts to keep it going, which I do know I've got to get a better breather system for it now as well, because I'm showing signs when I take the rocker cover off it, the actual plastic shroud, I'm getting oil on the top plate. I think that's coming from a blowback on the oil filter here. Sorry, the oil cap. I'm getting a lot of crap inside it because it's condensating as well with everything that's going on. So I think we're getting blowback in there, and it's coming right down and into the actual engine itself at the top. So a better breather system is definitely what we're needing in this. So it's been left behind, this car, if I'm honest. It got to 1,000 and we're just, here's the numbers, here it is for the magazine, but after that it's just it's not been kept on top of because I've had other projects. But I think I should get my finger at my arse and look after this one a wee bit more and make it more of a show pony, because it's one of these cars that's always in the limelight, so they look for faults in it when they're looking at this car now rather than what it actually does. But one of these things. I was going to do a full video on this one and take it a run, but obviously with its engine like this, we'll wait off a wee while. I was expecting Adam Smith to come up for YouTube. If you never heard him, get looking at him in YouTube. Great guy, and also does really good content, especially if you're a Ford fan. He goes in to see a guy called Paul Linfoot, who's renowned for his RS 500 rebuilds and stuff. Really, really interesting. So if you're not enjoying my page, I definitely recommend Adam's on that one, 100%. He was supposed to come up last week, but obviously I didn't want him to come up and be disappointed on coming to see Blaze and it's not running properly. So one of these things. I'll get it up and running from, and then we'll take him a blast in it and go for there. It's sitting pretty though. I mean, it's bearing in mind it's been under a cover since July, and I've not been out in it. I've literally just taken the cover off and then driven it in here. But it's one of these ones. We need to get into the issue of why it actually did what it did on its on the run out there. I've got a funny feeling when we put it away the months, back in July. The vacuum hose split and it over boosted, and it went to 3 bar, and then the Civex shut it down, which was lucky before it actually did major damage. But I'm hoping that that's the reason why it's failed the head gasket. It's a simple overboost overhead, blew a hole through the head gasket, and that's what it is. We'll get the head checked to make sure everything's all right. We'll not just assume that it's okay. We'll get it on a bench and test it, and then if it's okay, then we'll put the head gasket on. If not, then it's a matter of try and get a very, very thin skim if it needs it off it, because anybody knows that you take too many, certain amount of thou. I think it's over 7 thou off of these engines, they're toast. So one of these things. But I thought I'd just do a short video just to show that Blaze is actually out and about just now. It isn't just tucked away, and I promise you I would get this in for the channel, but unfortunately it's not the video you're waiting for. But I can assure you that once it's up and running, it will be a good video. I mean, this is one of the ones that I think even I'm dying to see it on the telly. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and thanks to everyone for subscribing. I'll hopefully get another car up for the collection next. I'll probably do my Fiesta ST 180. Okay, it's not the the big wow factor of cars, but it is in the collection, so I need to film it. But if there's anything else you want to see on the channel, or you want me to show you something else in the cars, just even for a wee quick 2, 3, 5 minute video, then by all means leave a comment, and I'll get it filmed, because at the moment I've got plenty of time to get stuff done and get filming for this. So we'll say cheerio to Blaze, and just remember, everybody, take it easy.